All right, what about this one? Okay, well, again, we've got two equations, and we're supposed to graph and find the solution. So these are set up in the y equals mx plus b form. So I'm going to plot both of these using find the intercept and then use my slope to move and find extra points. So let's say we have 0, 2. So that's going to be my first point. And then I'm going to go up 1, right 3. Up 1, right 3. And so then I'm going to, maybe I can go down 1, left 3. And I can do that as well. Okay. And so I think from there, maybe that's enough to draw this line. I don't know how good I'll be at drawing it, but maybe we should go down one more. 1, 1, 2, 3. So then I can get a little, whoa, okay. 1, 1, 2, 3. 1, 1, 2, 3. And so now maybe I can get a better idea what I'm doing with that line. All right. What about the next one? Well, I start at 0, negative 4. And then I'm going to go negative 5, 3. So it's going to be a slope that's coming down like this. So what I can do is I can have a negative 5 over 3, or I can have a 5 over a negative 3. So basically I could go up 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, left 3, 1, 2, 3, have that point. Or I can go down 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that one was a lot longer points between. And so what we need to do is kind of figure out here how we're going to draw this line. And so that is going to be our solution. And it crosses there. Well, it should cross there anyway. But that's the crossing point. So it looks like it's negative 3, positive 1. Now again, we have to check it. So we say that 1 equals 1/3 times negative 3 plus 2. Well, that's equal to, well, those 3's cancel, so that's a negative 1 plus 2, and 1 equals 1. So it works in the first equation. How about the second equation? Well, now we have 1 equals the negative 5 over 3 times negative 3 minus 4. Well, the 3's cancel, and we get 5, and then we have minus 4, and that equals 1, and 1 equals 1. So it checks in that equation too. So that is the solution to this equation. Okay, so again, drawing it is going to be the hardest part, and hopefully when you're doing it like we found this time, we know we went so far to get a better line to get longer points across. And then when we did that one, we went up 5 and down 5 just because we couldn't go any further down this way, so we had to go up some. And when we did that, we found that point actually intersected. All right, what about this one? Well, on this one, it's kind of a 2, 3 things we could do. We could plot points. We haven't done that yet. Maybe we should plot points. Or we could solve both of these for y, and we can work it out and get our answer that way. So let's say we instead plot points. So we'll have 2 of these tables because we have 2 equations. So what kind of points do we want to put in here? It really doesn't matter. We can put in, now this one I'm seeing that we're going to have, if we take that over and divide by 3, we're going to have multiples of 3 we need to work with. So maybe we'll use a negative 3, a 0, because that always cancels everything, and a positive 3. Now, when we take this one over, it really, I guess it really doesn't matter. We could do maybe 0, 1, 2, or 3. I don't know. Maybe we want to do 3 points or 4 points on this one because it looks like there's less space between them. So this one, let's plug in points. So negative 3 for x. So that's going to give us a negative 6. Now, if we want to get rid of it here, we have to take it over here, and that's going to be adding 6 to that side. Well, 6 minus 6 is 0. Divided by 3 is going to be 0. All right, what about plugging in a 0 for x? Well, that just gives us 3y equals negative 6. Divide both sides by 3, we get a negative 2. Okay. Now, if we plug in 3, that's going to be a positive 6. Subtract 6 here, that's going to be a minus 12. Divided by 3 is going to be a minus 4. Okay. All right, what about 0 here? So if we plug in 0 here, we get y equals 2. All right. Well, if we plug in 1, well, that's going to give us a 2. If we subtract 2 here and subtract 2 here, that's going to give us 0. Now, if we plug in 2, that's going to be 4. Subtract it here, that's going to give us a minus 2. And if we plug in 3, that's 6. And subtract it over here, that's going to be a minus 4. And so we have that. All right. So now let's plot our points. First one's going to be negative 3, 0, 0, negative 2, and 3, negative 4. So those points are kind of far apart, so I think that should be good enough. And again, my drawing straight lines on a computer is hard. And 0, 2. So 0, 2, 1, 0. Wait, 0, 2. Oops, I went the wrong direction there. I went 2, 0. All right, so 0, 2, 1, 0, then 2, minus 2, and then 3, minus 4. So that already looks like it's going to be the point. And so that is what our solution is. And again, we did come up with this point. So that's going to be x is 3, negative 4. All right, so we plug that in. 2 times 3 plus 3 times negative 4 equals negative 6. Well, this is 6 minus 12 equals negative 6. Negative 6 equals negative 6. That checks, so that one works. Now on the other one, we have 2 times, and that's 3. And then we have plus, and then we have a negative 4, and that equals 2. So 6 basically minus 4 equals 2. 2 equals 2. That checks. So our solution is 3, negative 4. So we did draw the graph correctly, and we got the right points. Now, if we'd have been kind of aware, we have to still draw the graph, but that point and that point are equal. And that happens to be what the solution was. So sometimes when you're making tables, you find the solution directly. Sometimes you don't. All right, what about this one? So here we have 2x minus y equals a negative 1. And 0 equals negative 2x minus y minus 3. Well, let's go back and now let's try one where we actually have to solve them for y. So if we solve this for y, I'm going to take it to the other side. So I'll have 2x minus y equals minus 1. So I'll add y, and then I'll add 1. So basically, I get 2x plus 1 equals y. And so now I have my intercept and my slope. And here, if I do this one, I have 0 equals minus 2x minus y minus 3. So I'll add y to both sides, and I get y equals minus 2x minus 3. So now I can plot points, 0, 1. Then I have a slope is 2 over 1. So I can go up 2, right 1. Or I can go down 2, left 1. And that's going to be my thing. So I might take it a couple more. So down 2, left 1, and maybe up 2, right 1. So that way I have a little bit longer line I can try to follow. All right. So this one, I start at 0, negative 3. And then I'm going to go, my slope is negative 2 over 1, or that's equal to 2 over negative 1. So I can go down 2 and then left 1. All right. Let's see. Down 2, left 1, okay. Or up 2, right 1. All right. And so if I keep doing this, something seems to be messed up here. If I add y, that's negative 2x minus 3y. So that's 0, negative 3. I'm going to go, I'm going to go left 2. Ah, never mind. I'm doing my x's and y's wrong again. No, up 2. I'm going backwards. That's what I'm doing. My positives and negatives. So I'm going to go down 2, right 1. I'm going to go up 2, left 1. There we go. I'll say this isn't going to intersect very well. And then we can go again up 2, 1, 2, left 1. And so now that looks like it's enough points to kind of draw a straight line. And it appears my intercept as at -1, -1. Okay, so plugging it back into the original equation, I have 2 times -1 minus a -1 equals -1. Well, that's a -2 plus 1 equals -1, and so -1 equals -1, so that checks. And here I have 0 equals -2 times -1 minus a -1 minus 3. And so that's 0 equals, and that's going to be minus minus is going to be plus 2, and then plus 1, and then minus 3. Well, 2 plus 1 is 3 minus 3, so 0 equals 0. So that checks as well. So that is our intercept. And again, you have to remember which directions you're going. So -2, and then right 1, and +2, left 1. I was kind of doing crisscross. I wasn't looking at it correctly there. And so then that will give us our solution. All right, so let's pause there and we'll come back for more.